everyone. Whoops. Hey everyone, welcome to the Totemic Gamer Challenge. Today we'll be doing another unscripted review, and I'll be doing the review on EpicDuel, another Artix entertainment game. EpicDuel is a PvP-based game, and that's in more of a sci-fi, setting. And the game starts out as, it's centered around as a player versus player type aspect. And it's centered around on, to fight other players in ranked matches. There was a tournament earlier, but, I was kind of against it, because the game still has balance issues. That's a matter of fact. The game has balance issues, which it still needs to be fixed in, certain aspects. But, I'm not rushing the team or anything. When you start the game, you get to choose 3 classes, which is a technical mage, a bounty hunter, and a mercenary. But the interesting thing is that if you gather enough credits, I believe it's 70,000, you'll be able to change your classes to a blood mage, a tactical mercenary, and a cyber hunter, which, in these classes they would take aspects of the different beginner classes that they would have in the game. Now, the rating score on gameplay, I have to give basically an 8 out of 10. Reason is because sometimes, it's a bit repetitive, and because I've kind of noticed this too. There's been a lot of focus users. I'm not blaming, I'm a focus user myself. Focus users are basically people that have a balanced build, and the disadvantage of that is having, you won't be able to be strong in one type of aspect. Basically, a person with high dexterity, would be able to hit you a lot, though they would sacrifice, damage for the high defense and physical attributes. Same with tech mages, but there are skill sets in the high abuse stats that will allow them to, be able to deal damage in a high variety. I have a high support character. High support users sacrifice accuracy and power in the different aspects of striking and sidearm usage. But they're strong with, my support user can deal a huge amount of damage with the multi-strike, with artillery strike and my auxiliary gun. But the main issue is sometimes, there's frame rate issues in battle, and then sometimes, players would leave during 2 versus 2 battles, which, and it'd be unconventional when you're in a 2 versus 2 or in a juggernaut battle. If your teammate leaves, I mean, it sucks. I mean, it counts against your win and losses. You are against, it usually becomes a one-sided battle. You lose regardless because, you lose regardless because, your teammate left you. I mean, come on, man, really? But, that's a little bit small tidbit. I'm pretty sure it can be fixed. I mean, if they took a look at the oversoul, if people leave, disconnect, I don't think it should be counted towards, the win-lose streak rate. It's complete BS, truth be told. And oversoul, how the way they do it, with AFK players, or if they disconnect, it won't be counted against, it won't be counted against the person, which is really good. And because at the moment there's only balanced users, though, then if you took a look at earlier phases, Varium users had, had it like, they were the most overpowered players. They had all the equipment upgrades, they had the strongest weapon, but now Varium is pretty much like shortcuts to get, weapons and stuff. And then that rolls down to the economy. A lot of players say, there's too much, weapons cost too much, that sort of stuff. I kind of see it reasonable, because think about it, you're in a futuristic settings, and what do you expect weapons to cost, like $5 or $3, or in the dollar menu like the ones at McDonald's? I mean, they're futuristic weapons. They have to be strong. If they're not strong, then it's pretty much useless if they cost cheap. But the weapons are balanced compared to, the earlier phases, so I give them credit for that. Now let's take. But my main issue in battle is it's boring. I'm sorry, but it's kind of boring if there's no music, really. But then again, it goes into the server stability, because Reason why there's no music is, you know, like I said, there's still lag, there's sometimes disconnects, that sort of stuff. You know, like, even though I have my my settings up to fast, medium fast performance and good quality, sometimes I get these frame rate issues, which I don't really understand because I have like a somewhat close to an Alienware computer, though I can't play, you know, high HD games, which completely suck. I'm trying to save up money for that, for a better graphics card, which costs like a whole ton of money. Anyways, storyline, I kind of see the storyline as non-existent. I mean, you know, yeah, it's non-existent to me. You know, there were storylines down at Frostland, Firstland, Eastland. There was a storyline down at the wharf, down at where you can be Infernal Mines, where you can get yourself an Infernal Android. But, you know, there's not like a set storyline as I've played. The only due to that is because, you know, you can only have one mission in your mission log, which, you know, really sucks. I mean, are you kidding me? One mission in the mission log? I mean, they can really change that. I mean, you know, think about it. You know, this game has potential, like Oversoul. It has potential, but the main problem is that there's small issues that are holding it back. But I support the team. Ravaforth, Titan, Night Raid. I'm trying to think at the top of my head, because remember, this is unscripted. Well, the rest of the ED team, I know you guys are trying your best. You know, first comes the balance before, you know, storyline and stuff. But I really think, you know, before you start another tournament, because last tournament was completely BS. Because, you know, there's so many support abusers during that time, it was ridiculous. But because now support got fixed. But the main issue now is the luck factor. The luck factor in your game is seriously high. Like, really. I mean, what were you guys thinking? You know, what were you guys thinking when you invented this luck factor to be so high? Truth be told, I think the luck factor could be... It's not the luck factor. I think it has to be stats based, because, you know, I can get blocked by I can get blocked by a person with 20 decks, and I would have like a point or two higher than they do. And sometimes I get deflected almost at each match with my support mercenary. So that's something that has to be fixed. That could be fixed. You know, if you go by the decimal system in that. But overall, gameplay's 8 out of 10. Music, I'm not gonna add that, you know, you guys are busier to the other stuff than, you know, music. And the animations, the art, they're okay to an extent. You know, I mean, I'm not expecting something grand because it's a 2D game. If it was a 3D game, you know, I would put graphics, but the art for EpicDuel, I give 8.5 out of 10. You know, because, you know, the graphics are okay. You know, sometimes I mean, I like some of the armors, like the bunny armor that you guys released earlier down in the event. I like that, though the price was way too varying over my head. It was like 29,000 gold. I was like, the fudge, too much money. But then again, we're in the future, so everything costs. But main issue is, you know, to add a little bit more to the gold. You know, gold drops a bit higher, but overall some players are able to get to the thing. I mean, if you play every day. I play sometimes, you know, but I don't play it all the time. So overall score for this game, I give it an 8 out of 10. Because everything right now is a bit balanced, though you have a ton more focus users than they're supposed to be. And also, balance could be fixed a bit more. It's just, you know, a lot of players are now, you know, raging the fact that, you know, focus is dominant. Focus is this. Focus is that. You know, and you know, they say robots do too much damage. Robots, I'm a focus user. Robots can do a lot of damage, but reason why is because it's to make up for the adverse use of the stat abuse. I mean, think about it. You know, my auxiliary guy can deal about around 90 damage, compared to a 90 damage in at least around 3 turns if they don't, you know, heal and stuff. Because, you know, auxiliary strike, you know, you rage, you can easily kill the person. You can do up to, I think the highest that I have done up to with my auxiliary rage was around 88 damage, and the robots can only do up to like 60 damage if they're lucky enough, you know. So, well, that's it for my EpicDuel, and hopefully, you know, well, with the upcoming war and stuff, you know, I'm kind of excited to see what they'll do with this. But, you know, it's not much, you know, it's gonna be like it's just gonna be like a war, you know. Fight against this fight, PvP, you know, against you know, against the other players. And do check out the game if you decide, you know, game's interesting. It's just aspects of it can be a bit bland, you know. But, you know, the music issue can be fixed. I put on Prometheus, Pompeii, play that, you know, make the battle epic, play the city as 012. That's what I do. So anyways, check out, there's like 3 game modes: Juggernaut, 2 versus 2, 1 versus 1, and basically create, you know, your skill builds. You know, that's one of the main factors of the game, is the skill builds. You know, pretty interesting what you put your points in, also with the stats. So anyways, check out the game, you know, play it, see what you like, favorite, comment below, follow me on Twitter, that sort of stuff, and see you next time on the Temic Gamer channel, Unscripted Reviews.